Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jose Reyes. This is my fourth video diary. Today is November 22nd, about 7:40 p.m. So I'm gonna get right into it. What are the positive aspects of workplace friendship, and what are the negative aspects of workplace friendship? The positive aspects are whenever you develop that relationship with somebody, you're able to share workplace experiences and make more sense of the workplace situations. You also have a support system that where both of you can provide feedback towards each other. And generally, when you develop like a friendship or you're connected to someone, you're usually more likely to be loyal to the organization, which can prevent the turnaround. What could be negative about a friendship would be when that support can be used as a commodity, where you kind of feel like you owe that person someone, and you have to the relationship becomes unhealthy in that way. Um, Also, it could be used for information retrieval, which is kind of like where you have the inside scoop, where you're getting information that you really don't need to know, but you're receiving it because of that relationship with that person. It can also cause a codependency to that person where you don't want to separate or move organizations. Negative aspects of workplace romances, or I'm sorry, positive aspects and negative aspects. A positive would be an increase in teamwork, job satisfaction, and communication flow. And a negative aspect could be where that relationship starts to become a distraction, you exclusion from other workers, and eventually, if that relationship does end, it's very not like it's very possible for sexual harassment to take place if one person is still trying to keep going with the relationship. Um, as far as the article, I think office romances are a very touchy subject. They have to be handled really maturely, and communication has to be there. Um, I think the article does a good job of saying what management's role is in this type of situation. Both people have to be mature about it. Now, one thing I did see is that no matter how mature everyone is and how communication is between management and the people in the relationships, I think a lot of times the coworkers can add maybe some fuel to the fire or can cause a problem depending on what type of environment you are. Generally, if you're in a smaller organization where everyone's real close, people are bound to talk, and there's going to be inter office gossip. So I think they could have touched base a little bit more on that and see how they can combat that. Let's see here. Where I work at Wells Fargo, there is no official policy. I don't think you can be married in the same branch, but I think you can date within the branch. Very touchy subject again because usually the branches are pretty small, so everyone is really close. So as soon as something like that happens, everyone just kind of wants to be nosy. So it's something you have to watch out for. Let's see here as you're reviewing the chapter. Um, One example I can give where I was in a situation in a group was where we normally have team meetings, and sometimes the management has to address things that aren't working right. And I understand it. Usually we refer to it as coaching, where the management is letting us know, hey, you're not doing this right. This needs to improve in this way. And what happened in this meeting is some people, uh, which I won't really talk bad about them, but they're not really good at being coached. And what I mean is, whenever attention is drawn to them, they kind of get real defensive and start talking about, well, this is why I did it, or they get really defensive. So it just so happens that in this meeting, the manager was coaching this person and coaching all of us, and one person got really defensive and even kind of got personal in a sense of not really speaking like they were in a meeting, but just kind of arguing with somebody like you would in the street. Um, in this case, I didn't do anything. It was the manager that handled it correctly. And what she did is she remained professional the entire way, even though the person was kind of like baiting them into it, remained professional the entire time. And after the meeting said, you know what, we can speak privately and discuss it there. And that's how the issue was solved. So I think the management did a really good job of doing that. And I think the millennial generation really benefits from servant leadership because, and this is just my personal belief, is that I guess millennials or young people have the education, but they really don't have the experience. Of course, they're brand new into the workforce. So whenever a manager breaks down those barriers or really just tries to be there with them and kind of help them manage their goals or meet their goals, I think that's something that millennials really benefit from and really enjoy. I mean, I personally enjoy when my manager just doesn't say, figured it out or go on and do it and you're fine. I enjoy when she sits down with me and says, hey, this is what we're going to do. Let me show you how to do it. So I really think we benefit from that. Leaders are born rather than made. I don't really agree with that. I think it's kind of like it says in the book, it's kind of like a dated frame of thought. I think leaders are all your experiences and everything that you're doing, that teaches you how to be a better worker and, in essence, a better leader. All your experiences lead up to making you a leader. Why do followers put up with bad leaders? Insecurities. Sometimes it's hard for someone to step up or, take initiative to do something. So a lot of times people will say, oh, I don't like my supervisor. Oh, I don't like my manager. But they don't do anything about it because they're insecure and they won't take that initiative to try to move up and fix what's wrong with the company or their management. The feminist perspective is it encourages leaders to empower followers to make decisions and act independently. So it kind of leans towards collaboration instead of just everyone doing their own thing. It's trying to accomplish a goal as a team, and it tries to empower the team to kind of grow as employees. Discuss whether you would change which organizations you support. So I would definitely support a company that I agree with, and I would not support a company I don't agree with. One really basic example I can give is Papa John's. So I'm not sure if I have all the information, but from what I've heard, they really don't treat their employees right in terms of like pay and benefits. And it's something that I've read about and I really didn't like. So for a while, I kind of just boycotted it. So I went with Domino's instead. All right. Well, that's it for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.